I will call on you for questions. Coach Hoke?
Yeah, number one, thanks for coming out, and really it's the University of Tennessee football press conference, not the Brady Hoke press conference, but couple things. Number one, I really want, on behalf of our football team and our staff, thank those people who, and our fans, that were at the game Saturday night, from the ball walk to the energy that they had for our football team. It really got our kids pumped up, and it was really great to see. And for those who weathered the weather, give them a lot of credit. But it was really a great turnout, and we can't thank the enthusiasm and the passion that the volunteer fans have. So really thank them for that. During the game, and we talked afterwards, as most of you know, thought our effort was good. We were engaged as a team. Tried to give the kids a game plan and a philosophy to win as a team. And I think the staff did a good job doing that. Every week's a little different depending on who you're playing. Every week's a little different depending on who you're playing with. So we go into it game by game, and it's always a team philosophy to win. And I thought for the most part we were on the right direction there. I mentioned, I think afterwards, that wanted to make sure John Kelly got 25 touches on the football, and we were able to accomplish that. Offensively, the things that hurt us a little bit, pre-snap penalties. Sometimes that happens when you have some young guys who haven't had a lot of experience in a football game, but those pre-snap penalties, we can't have. We had 4 of them, as you know, and red zone we had 1, and that hurt us. And we got to stay away from the negative plays. We had 7. They had 7 TFLs, and that gets you a little bit out of whack when you look at your first down, second down, third down calls. So we got to do a better job there. Defensively, the biggest thing is gap integrity against the run game. And they give you an awful lot with the shifts, the trades, the motions, the jets. But there are times when we just got to do a better job with our gap integrity. We have to do a better job on the edges, whether it's a defensive end, making sure the ball comes back inside, or someone in the perimeter, or a linebacker. And those are the things that we got to do a better job. The other thing, we didn't create opportunities enough. We didn't successfully have enough TFLs, and at the same time, we didn't get the ball back. And stealing possessions, it's important in football. From the special teams, we need to take care of the ball and be consistent with our jobs. Everyone has a job. We got to be consistent with it. There were some good things that guys did. Every job is important, and we just got to keep harping that, coaching it as we go into rivalry week. And we will talk today about the competitive spirit that you have to have as a football player. And anything in life is competitive. Your jobs are competitive. Everybody's jobs are competitive. So we've got that competitive spirit that I thought we came out and played with. We've got to keep it, and we've got to go forward with it. Learn from the loss and move forward is something you always have to do. We've got a great opportunity to go out and learn and compete again on Saturday. We have the state rivalry game. Everything counts in games that are this magnitude. And we've got 22 seniors that we want to continue to get out of their careers at Tennessee and leaving them with a win.
Questions? Patrick in the back.
Brady, before the game, running through the tee, I noticed you didn't lead the team out. You let them go first and kind of stayed in the back. I just wondered why you decided to do that.
Yeah, I did the same thing at Michigan, touching the banner, and it really is about those kids. The game's about the kids. The game's about your seniors. We wanted our seniors up front. They're the guys who are our leaders on this football team, and it's nothing that I don't want to lead a team, anything like that. But to me, I think it's about more than a coach leading the team out.
Jimmy, then Vince.
Brady, will, two things, will McBride be available, and also your thoughts on Vanderbilt?
Jimmy, will be available. It was just best that we didn't last week. You want to make sure health and wellness is a big part of the game. And so we wanted to make sure that he was okay and we're in a good spot. Vanderbilt obviously started off well and have had some hiccups similar to what we've had. But as a football team, I think defensively they're very multiple in what they do, which targeting at the line of scrimmage and those kind of things for offensive linemen will always be something you have to do a good job with. Offensively, I think Webb is, he's proven it, 4,000-yard rusher. Kyle Shermer, his background, and I know his father quite well, but is a very good football player, leads the team well. 22 touchdowns, I think, this year. They've taken care of the football pretty well as a football team. So I think we got our work cut out for us, but it will be fun.
Vince.
Coach, I know your focus is this Vanderbilt game, but have you got any indication from John Curry on if you get to 5 wins and there are bowl slots available and you qualify APR-wise, if Tennessee would accept a bowl bid in that scenario?
That's a question for John because we have not had those conversations. I mean, I think right now he's quite busy, but we haven't had those conversations.
Steve and Jesse.
Steve Berry, assistant. I'm just wondering, you said you know Sherman's dad quite well. I know he has a long background as an NFL guy, but just how does y'all's relationship go?
Well, Pat, number one, played at Michigan State, and I was an assistant there, I believe, early, a long time ago, but when he was playing, and then just seeing him in the coaching profession, he really is one of the good guys who are out there in it, and it's kind of neat to see the progression of a son.
Jesse.
Brady, I know a couple more guys got dinged up on Saturday. Just what's the health of this football team going into this last game, and specifically Jay Sean, Kendrick, and Richmond? What's their kind of standing looking like for Saturday right now?
Well, it's early in the week. I'll probably let you know a little later.
Mike Wilson and Brent.
Coach, what's it like going into this week as a coaching staff, final game of the year, and then some uncertainty about what comes next with you guys?
We got a bunch of guys who are professional, coaching staff-wise. I mean, we met this morning at 7:30. We met yesterday. They worked all day, and then to prepare, look at what we did well, look at what we did poorly. But the coaching staff itself, you got a bunch of guys who are professional and who are in it for the right reason. So we want to do a great job for these kids.
Brent.
Brady, you mentioned the competitive spirit. Do you have to sell this week to a group of kids who, aren't going to be 6-6 and bowl eligible? Is that a hard sell this week, or do you think that talk is overblown?
Number one, it may be a little bit overblown because if you look at it and you're truly a competitor, you've got another chance. And for some of the guys, it will be their last organized football game that they're going to play, and the last game they're going to play at the college level. And so when those opportunities start to shrink down, I think they'll be awfully competitive. I think this team will go out there and have a great week of practice, and this team will go out on Saturday and play for Tennessee and play for our seniors.
Jimmy?
Brady, I want to revisit that start of the second half. My understanding is unless it's lightning situation, it's game management that controls that. How much discussion was there really about proceeding at that point or trying to wait out that storm a little bit?
Again, you kind of answered it a little bit. Those decisions are made by the officials, by game management, maybe when the bank of lights went out, ESPN, TV, but the coaches, we don't really engage in what's going on. The referee did say he talked to Ed, talked to me, and we ended the first half with some momentum. And I think as you saw our kids go out there in the second half, they wanted to tee up and play. But those decisions are way over me.
Danny?
Coach, we saw Jawan Jennings in the front row. Have you had any conversations with him lately, and what's his status coming off the wrist injury?
Yeah, we've had conversations, and we'll see.
Boomer?
Brady, you talked about the pre-snap penalties, and that's been an issue sort of all season, regardless of who the quarterback is. What is the larger issue at play there, depending on who's taking the snaps?
I don't know as much if it's. I think at times it may be a cadence, a quarterback issue at times, but at the same time it comes down to your self-discipline. Big moments in games. Some guys react differently. I think experience helps, and when you're playing with some guys with not a great deal of experience, it's something that may happen.
Mike?
Coach, there ever been any talk about Khalil McKenzie moving over to the offensive line, especially now with all the injuries?
Yeah, Mike, that would be way too far down the line, to do something like that. There may have been in the past, since I've been here, there hasn't been a lot of those discussions. And, at this point, number one, Khalil's playing pretty well for us defensively. I think he's, the last 3 weeks, played his best football. And I think trying to make that move mid-season to some degree is tough.
Blake?
Great. I know Jared's still dealing with the injury, but just aside from that, what do you feel like is kind of the next step in his development that you would like to see?
The one thing I'll say about Jared, he's a pretty tough guy because he is obviously, he's been hit a few times. Last week, Alabama, he's got hit. So I love his toughness. I think his progression from the standpoint of, and I was never a quarterback, so I'm never going to say I was, nor did I ever coach a quarterback. But I think timing, when he hits that back foot, getting the ball out, having confidence where the receivers are going to be, where the tight ends are going to be, I think he continues to grow, and I think it's all in a positive.
Other questions? You good? All right.
All right, thank you all.
Good. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.